Hello everybody. I finally got a calm evening where I can do a garden update. Mostly everything is recovering from the deep freeze. I did have to replant my herb garden with the exception of my garlic chives and my oregano. Everything else is new. I'm kind of holding out on this rosemary bush, but I went ahead and bought a new one and put right beside it, just in case. This little tree, I'm not too sure about. It's probably going to have to be replaced. But my bearded iris bed, they're all coming out and looking good. I hope I get a good stand of blooms this year. Those are always nice to see when I pull in from work each evening. Oh, the wildlife. Ladies and gentlemen, the wildlife. It's an American robin taking a bath this evening. Here's this little flower bed by the lean-to. I got it planted up 2 weeks ago. And bath time is over. There's a cardinal chirping in the background. Here's my asparagus bed. And it's really chooching the asparagus this spring. About every other day we have fresh asparagus. These are Roma beans. I think I'm going to have to replant these 3 rows. They're just not germinating very well. Pepper plant here. Pepper plant down there. Here's my potato plants. They are coming up pretty well. Every day I come out here I see a new plant popping through, so I expect these rows to fill in pretty soon. Got another little flower bed here for shade plants. And here's some more asparagus. I just cut these to eat for tomorrow. I've got them in a cup of water. But there are a few more starting to poke through here and there. Got a squash plant right there. Come over here. The row closest to me is lettuce. The next row over is mustard. The third row is spinach. And it's surrounded by onions. And this is my garlic, which I didn't cover or do anything with, and it just loved the freeze and did just fine. Got a tomato plant there within the onions. Between the tomato plants are radish plants. There's tomato, radishes, tomato, radishes, tomato, and a couple of radishes. Those didn't come up very well. But then go all the way down, and there goes the wind as soon as I start filming. Onions all the way across. Here are my broccoli plants that I bought just before the deep freeze and had them in the little shop in the house. They're now making some broccoli. So I'll have some good fresh broccoli here pretty soon to enjoy. This row here, closest to the camera, one past the onions, is carrots. Nice 8-foot row of carrots. Next one out, that's cabbage. And then the next 5 are pinto beans. And I got another tomato plant there. Another tomato plant there. I have romaine lettuce and iceberg lettuce. The romaine is closest to me, and the iceberg is the next row over. And yet another tomato plant. In this little row here, I have cucumbers planted, and they are just now starting to germinate. And in this empty section, I've got squash seed planted. And looks like I got a couple coming through right there. I've got another set planted there, and I think maybe over here. So we'll have to wait and see how those do. This here is a perennial bed, so things are just starting to pop out of the ground. This fire bush I'm not so sure about. It's just a wait and see on it, as well as the crepe myrtle. They may have to be cut to the ground and let them regrow from the roots, but they grow quite fast, so that's no big deal. Here's my flowering quince, which the flowers all froze up, but it made new ones, and it looks pretty nice. My jasmine, my Asian jasmine, had to cut it back, it all froze. It's got some areas where it's starting to poke back out green, so hopefully that'll fill itself back in. Here's a prime example right there, some starting to grow. Won't be too many more days I'll be doing a test run of this. That'll be in a separate video. And then all this stuff froze, but it's starting to come back gradually. Oh yeah, it's gonna make it. And then the big crepe myrtle tree there. Not much activity just yet. My common daylilies are making it, and my, let's see, these are some kind of iris. Can't recall just right now what they are. Ooh, and we have a little wildlife right there. More wildlife. The cemetery iris froze back, but they're making a comeback. My surprise lilies, aka naked ladies, are growing pretty well. The tops will die back and they'll put up some iridescent pink flowers around 4th of July. And here's some more bearded iris. Looks like they're pretty healthy. These are a yellow color, so hopefully they'll bloom. My St. Joseph lilies are starting to bloom. More surprise lilies. And the daffodils look like they're seeding out, so that's cool. Here's my Canna Lily starting to grow, aka tropical flowers. If they're located around pool equipment. Pentas are growing well. Dutch iris, I don't know if they're going to bloom, but I cut them back and they're putting on some new growth. The dianthus, it's doing as well as it always does. It just does its thing. Here are some more St. Joseph lilies. Hadn't started blooming yet, or budding out. These look so much better than they did about 2 weeks ago. Everything looked like this. Very sad looking. And the petunias are blooming a little bit. And the grass and weed mixture is coming along. Usually the grass wins and chokes out the weeds, so that'll be a good thing. Here's my bed of yellow flowers, which a pink one mistakenly got mixed in, but that's okay. One's got to stand out from the rest, I suppose. And here's my main front flower bed with just a mixture of different species in it. There's some more bearded iris. I got 2 clumps of those. Those are those yellow looking colors. They're about the color of those. And then there's amaryllis here, which are all various colors. And here's another one of those bushes, which I'm not sure I'm going to have to replace those or not. Scarlet sage in each corner. And marigolds and all kinds of different stuff. And of course, I can't forget the English ivy. It's just been here all my life, ever since I can remember. Just sitting here doing its thing, not bothering anything. But this has been a quick look at my garden for March of 2021. Thank you for watching.